Ladies and gentlemen, from the four corners of the world to the four corners of this ring, let's get ready to rumble!
Boxing store.
Best store in Europe. Boxing gloves, boxing shoes, shorts, anything boxing. Just started up a Muay Thai line, mixed martial arts, MMA, anything combat wise.
They've got it all, so shop online or in store.
Champs Boxing Store is your people.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching or listening to this. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Bell. Now, before we get into the episode, we've got some really exciting news. We are pleased to announce that we are now sponsored by Champs Boxing Store. Matt, that's great news for us, isn't it? Can you let everyone know why people should shop at Champs Boxing Store?
Champs Boxing Store is probably the best store in Europe. Very friendly, know their staff. I know them personally. Really nice guys, and yeah, they're anything you need. They're very knowledgeable people. Go in there, ask for Tony or Frank, and they will look after.
As Matt just said, real friendly staff and all that, and we're really pleased to have them on board with the Behind the Bell family. Right, let's get into the episode. We're a couple of days off from the AJ Usyk fight, where Usyk won by a split decision. What did you think of the fight itself?
Good fight. I thought Anthony Joshua done really well. I think he was one round up before the ninth, and Usyk just stepped it up his gears, and Joshua couldn't match it really. Yeah, I thought it was a very interesting fight, mate. Right now, I don't think many people are looking into the actual fight itself, but I thought it was a very interesting fight. AJ boxed a lot better this time than the last time.
Yeah, do you think AJ gave all that he could? Do you think that was the best we saw of Anthony Joshua?
Quite hard to say, really, but it's one of the best times I've seen him, sure. He had Usyk in trouble a couple of times. You know what I mean? Like, he was very... He left everything in there. That's what boxers, fighters should do. You know what I mean? You can't take nothing away from the actual fight itself.
So for watching the fight, what do you think AJ's actual game plan was? And do you think it was a good game plan?
It was working. Whatever it was working. I don't really know. I couldn't really see a game plan there, but just to stick it on him.
Obviously, we thought AJ gave himself a lot. So, how elite as a heavyweight now is Usyk? Like, do you believe he's got the right to be the champ? Because everyone said he's moved up a level and stuff like that, so he's not actually a heavyweight. Do you think he proved himself on Saturday?
Usyk isn't a heavyweight. He really isn't. But he seems to be doing all right. He seems to be comfortable with what Joshua, Derek Chisora, he's coped with them both. And to be honest, in my personal opinion, Derek Chisora done better against Usyk than Anthony Joshua has.
Yeah. No, 100% I agree with that. He upset Usyk a lot more gave Usyk more trouble than Joshua did. So we'll move on to after the fight then. Anthony Joshua's behaviour. What do you think of that?
Absolutely disgusting. In my opinion, he should be fined for what he done.
What do you think he should be fined for? Should he be fined for throwing the belts out the ring, or for what he said, or just
for his conduct? Listen, people like Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Usyk, they're people's heroes. Yeah, their children, little children are looking up to them and going, I want to be Anthony Joshua. Now, in my opinion, if I let a child watch Anthony Joshua Saturday night, do I really think I would want to have my child look up to a man like that, behaving like that?
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, because I get everyone saying it was his emotion, he's just a man, and that's fair enough, but he's in a sport. It's like at the end of every football match, if a team loses and they all sort of kicked off after, that wouldn't be right. And I get there's been a lot of pressure on Anthony Joshua's head over the years because he's been the face of British boxing. Really, we said before that he's not. We don't actually think he's a great boxer, but he's a great businessman, and he's, as you've just said, he's a great role model for the sport. And then to behave like that and get it, you're a man and you snap, but at the end of the day, you're still on TV around the world and you've still got a persona to show. A lot of people were saying he should have done that in the press conference. Do you agree with that? If he'd been gracious in the ring, but then come into the press conference room and said what he wanted to say, do you think that would have been a better way of handling himself?
Yeah, it probably would have sold a bit more, to be honest. It probably would have sold a bit more pay-per-views if he got the ump in the press conference. That's what a lot of them do, and I believe, I suppose we might touch on it in a little while, that you having a needle with someone sells fights. People want to see that.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been better for him to do that and then be gracious after the fight, win or lose. Like, boxing is a savage sport, and it's not. I call it a business, not a sport. But it's a savage game to be in, and you've got to behave the right way. I think that Joshua let his head run away with him a little bit. I'm afraid. Like, yeah, it happens. I see on Instagram the other day, apologise saying I've let myself down. Yeah, you have. I'm a brutally honest kind of person. Yeah, you have. It's the sort of same thing as me. I used to train children. Me going into a gym, teaching children, and one of the children misbehaves, and then they give me the ump, and I go and smash the gym up. It's wrong. It's totally wrong. Like, I'd never do that in front of a child because they're looking up to me. They're my inspiration. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, the kids did used to wind me up sometimes, but you don't go up and smash the gym up or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's all about conducting yourself the right way. And Joshua didn't do that, I'm afraid. And it is quite sad to see, and I think he might need a little bit of help.
Yeah. Do you think it's harmed his brand because he wanted the respect of people? People were sort of a bit against him before the fight. I think he earned back the respect during the fight because he tried his heart out and then he just, within a second, come across as a very spoiled brat, really. Do you think it's harmed the brand, or do you think he can rebuild off of this?
He's got some work to do. Definitely got some work to do. Listen, he is a human being at the end of the day, and there's only so much he can take. But in the right way, as you're a public figure and an inspiration to a lot of people, is how you deal with that. Like, if he done that in the changing room when no one see it, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been there, I've done it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's how you do it and how you conduct yourself in the right way. But yeah, I do think he's got a little bit of work to do. Let's see what happens to him. Let's see what happens.
Totally agree with you. So, saying that, what's next for AJ?
So I've been reading. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've been reading that maybe Deontay Wilder. There's probably a couple of fights left for him.
The other rumours about White again. The third fight with Dillian White.
That'd be a good fight.
Do you think Eddie Hearn's right to want to get him back out in December, or do you think after what's happened he needs some time away from the sport just to reset, really?
He needs ring time. Ring time. If he was out more often, maybe that could have been that could have gone the other way Saturday. So I think it ain't a bad thing. He needs to. I think Joshua needs to look at himself a little bit at the moment. Listen, December's a long time away, so give him a couple of weeks off. He does deserve a couple of weeks off, and see what happens.
Okay, so let's move on to the champ still heavyweight champ, Joshua and Usyk. What do you think's next for Usyk?
Oh, it's got to be the big dog. It's got to be the Gypsy King. I don't think it'll be over here. I think it'll be in maybe Saudi, Dubai. Unfortunately, Tyson Fury can't go out to America at the moment, so it won't be in America. So yeah, I think it's got to be Tyson Fury.
He seems to shout a lot, but all the matchmaking behind the scenes doesn't seem to get done properly. So do you think the fight can actually be made? If
I was Tyson Fury, what would I be thinking? I would probably thinking, well, look, Usyk's got all the belts. I've got one belt. Let's do a unification fight. Let's go undisputed. More money. Do you know what I mean? Like, I did read yesterday that Saudi Arabia, it's Qatar, have already offered 150 million to have the fight Usyk and Fury there.
So you're quite confident that the teams behind the scenes can actually push that fight over the line.
Yeah, like it's not. It's all greed at the end of the day, isn't it? Everyone wants the more money. That's what it comes down to. That's what I say. Boxing and sport is a business.
Exciting fights coming up over the next couple of months. We've heard that Wilder's going to be back out in October. We've got the all-female card as well in September. Conor Benn and Eubank, and then also Parker Joyce. So this start breaking them down a little bit. I know we'll probably speak more about it over the next coming weeks. But Wilder coming back out, do you think that's a good thing?
He's sort of changed his attitude, the whole 360. Like I think he's looking at more of a positive feed now, which is really good. He's obviously worked on himself quite a bit, and I wish him all the best. You know what I mean? Like he deserves a break now.
And is this an easy fight for him? Is this just to come out and get the wind rushed off before he gets into those big fights, or do you think this is a challenging fight?
They spar each other, so yeah, it's just a nice little welcome back fight for him, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, let's get him back up. Let's get him back out.
Okay, so the all-female fight card in September. What fights on that card are you most looking forward to?
The main event. It's got to be the main event. Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields. Like I said earlier, that is genuine needle. They do not like each other at all. The reason why is Savannah beat Clarissa in the amateurs. Obviously, Clarissa's quite flamboyant. She don't like that. And they are going to war on the 10th of September.
Who do you think's winning that one?
I feel Savannah. I feel like she's got a great style of boxing. It'd be a tough fight for her, but I just feel like Savannah will win that. Just boxing technical.
Okay, and then the old Conor Benn, Eubank Jr., family name on the line and all that stuff. Who do you think's got that one?
I'm Team Ben, mate.
Yeah. This is where I'm going to disagree. I'm Team Eubank.
I like Ben. Very good, very raw, very aggressive, and I just don't think Conor Benn and Chris Eubank will be used to that. A lot of them usually just stand off each other against Eubank and box long distance. Listen, Ben's smaller than Eubank, so it's going to be tougher for Eubank to throw what he can throw off. Do you know what I mean? And just that pure aggression biting down on that gum shield and going for it. Chris ain't used to that. But listen, this one fight changes your life. So we'll see. One punch, even. We'll see. But I'm a Team Ben man.
And both Joes, Parker, and Joyce. How you got that one?
I'm sitting on the fence with it.
Yeah.
I think I went and watched Joe Joyce versus Hammer, his last fight at Wembley. He really impressed me, to be fair. I think that Parker's experience on the big level might be a little bit too much for Joyce, but Joyce is made of granite anyway. He'll soak anything up. So yeah, I'm going to be sitting on the fence with that. I'm going to be sitting on the fence.
Do you think people like Joyce and Parker that have got the skills to hand with your Furies and your AJs and Usyks?
So yeah, so Parker trains with Joshua. Fury, didn't he? Yeah. So yeah, he's probably learning a lot on different styles to what Fury is. Yeah, he's more Parker's more compact than Fury, a bit more smaller, a bit more musclier. Like, I really don't know. It's to be honest, I haven't really taken an interest in both of them fighters. They're just sort of the heavyweights that you don't really see a lot of, and just out the way, hidden up somewhere, you don't really see a lot of them.
Yeah.
But if anything, I would say Parker, just on pure experience on being on the bigger stage than Joyce.
Okay. Well, Matt, thanks for your time this week, and we'll hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
See you later.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, from the four corners of the world to the four corners of this ring, let's get ready to rumble!